Okay, guys, well, it's the moment we've been waiting for about a month since the release of the Africa DLC. Finally, we have a sizable patch with tons of balance changes, new maps, new cards, and a huge announcement about a new civilization at the very end. So this is going to be the Spark Notes version of it. I'll leave the link in the description if you want to read the whole thing, but we're going to kind of just skim through it and see what stands out. I have taken a kind of a first glimpse at the patch notes, but we're going to be kind of reading through it here together, mostly focusing in on the balance that's here. Okay, so let's just read the start of it here. Hello, adventurers! Another exciting day for Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition. Lots of exciting changes, improvements, new maps, and even fun new cheat codes. How do they not mention the new Civ right at the top? I don't know. Sneaky. While there are plenty of notable fixes, here are some highlights. More crash fixes, stabilities. I mean, that's in every patch note. Major Royal Event. I'm not really interested in the events personally, but they are having an event and you can unlock skins. Whoop-de-doo. You can unlock a new Honey Badger sheet. That sounds fun. Indian, Japanese home cities upgrade, have customization. Nobody cares. 4 new maps, 2 new House of Cards, 2 new Ethiopian cards. We're going to read some of this stuff. AI improvements if you are still in the early 2000s playing against AI. Ludicrous zoom. So we've had a lot of discussion about if we should have more zoom, less zoom, whatever, in Age 3, Age 4. So I guess we're going to see if ludicrous zoom is the solution we really need. And then a reconnect for multiplayer games that went out of sync. Now, before you get too excited, it's not useful for ranked gameplay because you have to both load up the game and resume, which I think is the biggest issue with the disconnects when maybe you drop out or your game crashes midway and you're about to win or something. But anyways, let's skim through some of this stuff here. Okay, so new cards. Let's check these out. The Kalishi Jerky increases the maximum. Now we're gonna see all these new cards. Preface: there's lots of African nerfs as well. So even though some of these sound quite strong, and they might be quite strong, there are some sizable nerfs later on here. Okay, Cattle and llamas gain plus 100 max food. And why is it yellow? Anyone know why it's yellow? Or maybe that's the standard card. I think that's the standard color. It just looks weird for some reason here. Sheep and goats gain maximum food. Okay, so that's at age 1. You can technically, for the Hausa, okay, so you can get more food on your cattle. Some of these I know are team and treaty games, so that might be the purpose of this. I'm not imagining sending like a more food on my cattle card in a 1v1 setting. I don't know. Chime up in chat if you guys got any ideas for what you might use these. Okay, Team Indigo Dye Works. Gather coin faster from field, estates, and rice paddies. So, Team Indigo Dye Works. Lots of team cards. There weren't any team cards before for these civs. So, it helps them gather coin faster. So, that's obviously going to be helpful in team games, treaty, etc. I don't know how you say this, the Tetsi Sabotage. Now, this is very interesting. There was something like this in Age of Mythology, where you could put like a swarm of locusts on enemies' military buildings. And hold on a second. We got the background music is like way too hype for what's going on right now. So it slows down their work rate by 75%. I get the vibe that this could possibly be OP. I mean, slows down your build. So say you come in here and you target an artillery foundry or a stable that's about to pop out, Tashonki or any buildings, 75% work rate slowed down for 40 seconds. That's going to feel like a super long time. And it's back in 2 minutes. If my math, that's not good math. 2.5 minutes or something like that. Math? Yeah, that checks out. We'll send that out to the guys up in the math booth. So in the mirror, we know he responds automatically. Well, I would like to hear what you guys think about this. I feel like this could be pretty strong. When I tried it in the pup, it wasn't a global cooldown, so at least it's global. Okay, so it's global. Yeah, so this sounds interesting, but it is a card you have to send. It is a card where it's slowing down their production. Not sure. I guess that would be the biggest question. Let's keep going on down here. Team Marabout Network ships 2 griots, reveals the location of the trading post, treasures, and enemy fortifications on the map. Oh, team card, okay. Villagers gather coin from fields, faster from fields, so an H3, so basically, you know, a turtling, I guess, boost or a late game boost if you're gonna go eco or team or treaty, sure, certainly. Okay, so let's look at this one. So we're still on, this is still Hausa, right? Yeah, Hausa, okay. So you got the Hadjia Emirate, I probably said it wrong, is age 3, 750 influence, 750 influence. Ships raiders and Lafiti knights and makes their upgrades cheaper and research faster. Okay, so it costs 1,000 influence. Ships 4 raiders and 3 Lafiti knights. That's a pretty high value. It is quite expensive. I mean, I don't know if I want to spend that 1,000 influence just to get a few raiders and Lafiti, but these upgrades are nice. It gives elite upgrade for free, so it instantly upgrades your cav. It's going to really help you get a quick boost in cavalry. But if I'm going to spend 1,000 influence, is it better than, you know, sending the cannoneer shipment or, you know, sending one of those super OP Mameluke type calves? I haven't played them in a while. I can't remember the name of them, but you know what I'm saying. So I guess that would be the question there. Now, what's weird here? Hold on. It says it costs 1,000 influence here, and then over here it says 750 influence. You guys see that? So which is it? I don't know. We'll have to verify that in game. I'm not sure if it's worth it. It sounds like a good card, like at surface, but I'm not sure. That's a lot of influence to spend. But maybe if you got a lot of influence production, it's really worth it. But yeah, we'll kind of have to see. I'll certainly try it out. It'd be nice to instantly upgrade your Lafiti and raiders while producing raiders. I don't know. It might be if you're just stacking influence. It could be. Maybe it could be good. I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay, let's keep it going. I told you Spark Notes, so we're not going to spend too much time here. Influence tokens of 1. Okay, so infinite 1,000 influence, mostly for treaty and team games. Red Fulani cattle. So we know Benny. We know Big Benny, right, from the Ethiopia. So this is for the Hausa. Can be sent twice. Ships 1 prize bowl containing 900 foods. That's a ton of food. So a 900 food shipment and ships 12 Sanga cattle containing 200 food. So this is just like a ton of food, right? We got 2 times 12 plus our 900 food here. It can be sent if you would put... It can't be sent... Okay, so you can't have more than the 20 cattle limit. So that'll be an interesting card. Definitely a late game eco boost right there. So that'll be... Maybe even if you sell off your cattle and then you send this or something. I don't know. So interesting. And it can be sent twice. But like, okay, if you're choosing like in your late game cards, you put these 2 in there. Which one would you choose? I think I would take the influence over these cattle. Oh, but I don't know. Maybe this cattle is more value. Okay, the Kororova Confederacy arrives fast, so it's kind of like that USA Minuteman shipment. Ships a number of Yoruba ISO riders. So I think this is supposed to be an answer to cannon pressure. So if you do like a fast industrial, you can pop these guys out. And these will be shadow tech, so I believe, yeah, so these should be strong. This could be a pretty good... I think this will be a pretty good shipment, and it arrives really quickly. So this will be a fun one to try. Draft Oxen. Okay, this is the weirdest one. Enables... Now, in age 2. Enables African cattle to construct fields and slowly gather resources from them. What? So cattle can build fields... Now, they gather resources at half the speed of a villager, and they do not found while it's working. It kind of sounds ridiculous, but I think this would only be useful in like a super late game scenario, like where we put some extra cattle on fields to get some extra food or coin. I can't imagine using this in a regular deck, but maybe in team or treaty, this could be more useful. But certainly very unique. I've never seen a cow build anything in this game. Okay, so that's Hausa. Let's move on to Ethiopia. 10 new cards. Okay, Era of Princes. Now, I haven't played as much Ethiopia, so some of this stuff, I might not have... I'll have more... Maybe a little less knowledge of some of the Hausa. Okay, so Era of Princes, age 1. The kill XP you earn from fighting slightly reduces the cost of each age-up alliance you research. What? The XP you're... Your Ross's earns reduce the cost much more than other units. 30 kill XP would reduce the cost of aging up by 10 resources, 5 food, and 5 coin. I'm trying to think if this would actually be valuable if you got like a ridiculous amount of XP in like the first age. I think over time this could be really good, like for sneaking in like a really cheap. Like I wonder how much XP you'd have to generate to like age to 4 or 5 or something. 30 kill XP earned by Ross would reduce the cost of aging up by 30 resources. I don't, man, this could be. I wonder if this could help you age up faster too. Is the first thing I think about. But is this better than any others age 1 shipments? I don't know. I wonder if it's more useful maybe for the later game. Affects 1 at a time. Ah, okay. The cost of Imperial Age would not decrease until you start researching the Industrial Age. So that's interesting. Very unique card. Very unique card there. Okay, interesting. That'll be kind of fun to play around with. Okay, tab out. All your mountain monasteries currently present on the map contain additional coin. Okay. Plus 1,000 coin to the mountain monastery. Okay. Can send infinite time. Ships 2 Aroma warriors. Infinite in age 3. Are they that strong? It ships 2 Aroma warriors. I don't know. I haven't seen a ton of these guys in use. Interesting. Okay, Safari. Number of Cassinian shuttle warriors and makes their upgrades cheaper and research faster. So this is similar to what the Hausa had for their cav. It costs 1,000 influence, ships 5 Cassinian, 5 shuttle warriors. Makes upgrades cheaper and research faster. Becomes free and immediate elite upgrades for Cassinian and shuttle warriors. Okay. 1,000 influence. This would bank on you, stacking that influence up. I think this might even be more useful than the cav. Because I don't know. I don't see like getting to age 3 and like massing a ton of cav, but I could see like having a good mass of Cassinia when you hit 3 and then sending this. It seems a little expensive, honestly. The House of card seems a little more worth it. Okay, British firearms. She's a battalion of Harpia mercenaries and improves attack of all heavy ranged cavalry. This is an age 3. Ah, look at that. British firearms. 1,000 influence, ship 6 improves range cav damage by plus 5%. So that would help the javelins. Okay. 1,000 influence. Good little use of your influence there. Team! Team wants a festival mortar. Now we're talking. Okay. That'll be fun. Ships 12 Cassinia, age 4, infinite times. Architecture. Okay, so this is for you turtley folks. It improves all the buildings, particularly palaces, town centers, mountain monasteries, and walls. Gives plus 25% additional HP, and the mountain monastery gets 100%. And the walls additional 100%. Italian firearms. Could this be foreshadowing? Hard to say. Ships battalion of little bombard mercenaries and improves the area damage of all artillery. 2,500 influence. That's a lot of influence. I don't know. I don't just typically stack that much influence. But it's a strong shipment, certainly. Town centers additional 25%. Wait. Improves the area damage of all artillery. What does this mean? Additional plus 25%. Improves the area damage of all. Does this make the town center do more damage against ships? Is that what it says? That is a mistake, someone says. I don't know. This is I'm not quite sure exactly what that means. Artillery Commons gain plus 25% area damage. Okay. Giraffe oxen. Okay, so this is what we saw earlier from the Hausa. And the Ethiopia, some existing cards are now team cards. Team Trade Empire. Okay, move to age 2. Just in trading posts. Team Coffee Consumption. Speed improved by 5%. Team's Range Infantry. Oh, that's a nice little card. Okay, so there's all the cards. A lot of cards. Those are worth going through. New African regions. We've got Dunes, Ivory Coast, Sahel, Swahili Coast. Not going to read through all of this, but what sticks out to me? I like the looks of this map. Looks interesting. This one looks very similar to Savannah. Yeah, some cool looking maps. This one looks exactly like, I don't remember which map it was, what it's named right now. It's like the opposite almost. It's because it has like the island jutting out. Is that still there, or is this the same map just been remade? I'm not sure. I don't always remember the names of the maps. And Swahili Coast. You know what I want to do on this map, guys? Free for all, King of the Hill. You guys know it. So one team member always spawns on the island. So that could be interesting. That could be interesting. Maybe some King of the Hill there. Okay, now updated revolutions. Now, for some of you who like to do some revolutions, first I had to read this. Like, does this mean the Africans do the revolution? No, it's for the European civs. They can do. They get some. So if you revolved with Barbary states or Egypt. Now, I don't recall exactly all of the civs that are able to do these revolts. I know that I'm pretty sure Ottomans can do the Egyptian revolt. Honestly, this Egyptian one kind of looks nice to me. 9 Gatling camels, 11 Askaris, 5 Sonar horsemen, and 15 Sunnis dervish, which dervish are great. I mean, these are all great units. So yeah, this will be interesting to explore. It'll be kind of fun to see people like shooting for going for the Barbary or Egypt, because I don't feel like those are revolts we see a ton. So it'll be kind of fun if this is good enough to influence the use of those. Okay, there's some skins you can get. You can get the Xbox branded Gatling camel. Cringe. So yeah, some cool stuff there, but obviously we're gonna get the Gatling camel there. You have to do these challenges. You can read about that. I'm not here to play challenges. I'm here to play Gemers 3. Okay, stability and performance. Possible crashes. Yes, crash. Yes, fixed. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Da 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 da. Okay, this thing. Yeah, okay, some stuff, some sounds. UI. Maximum velocity. The biggest thing I've read about the UI is they're now going to be displaying instead of like a 0.3 for resist, it'll be showed as a percentage. So they've changed the UI around that. They've also changed how skirmishers look to reflect closer what their actual unit looks like. And there's just a ton of UI changes here. So you'll want to go through and read those. But let's keep going down. I know you guys want to know about the balance. Some hotkey fixes. Multiplayers, the out of sync, there is a solution for this. Now, like I mentioned, I don't think this is going to help you in the ranked gameplay, but as far as a lobby game, perhaps even maybe a tournament game, this could be useful to be able to restore an out of sync. So that's kind of nice. Okay, general gameplay. Heavy range infantry now. Okay, this is a big change. Heavy infantry stand in the front of formations, which feature both heavy and light infantry, musketeer, skirmishers. Okay, so that's going to affect your formations if you group them together. There was some issue, I guess, with Inca overpopping. Field foundations no longer remove dead herdable huntables when placed on top of them. So this is if you put a field down, you're not going to kill a hunt. I kind of wish that this like buildings were a little more forgiving in this regard sometimes, but you know, is what it is. Okay, battle canoe. There was I guess an exploit with their formation before. They fixed that. Repair cost is actually more reasonable now for the town center. Affects the treasure. Okay, save games. I never have a save. I've only ever played a saved game. Okay, there's a double clicking issue, so I'm glad they fixed that. I heard a few people complaining about that. Okay, tons of AI fixes. If you play against the AI, go ahead and read through all the stuff. You can see just tons of AI fixes, so I'm not going to read that. Fixes. Okay, this could affect me. Fix an issue where units would continue to play their Community Plaza animations after the Community Plaza is destroyed. You know, that's interesting, because the community... I'm going to demonstrate. This is what the Community Plaza animation currently is. Okay, that's the first animation. This is the second part. Okay, there you go. So the current animations are they stand or they sit and they don't do anything. So I don't know how there was a bug that they were still playing them. I guess they were sitting on the ground still. But okay, whatever. Animation is a loose word, I guess. Okay, now what's interesting about this. When attacking units see their target die, they now attack move to target's location instead of simply halting. So I was having issues out last night with my units stopping during that actually game against Snoopa. So hopefully that fixes that. I just hope it doesn't somehow create like an issue where your units are running in, like when the explorer dies, units would walk to that location. Hopefully it's not like that issue, but it sounds like it'll be an improvement. Save games. Okay, hockey fix. Okay, new zoom feature may cause formats of graphical issues accessible through graphics settings. So you can super zoom. We'll get into that soon. I'm excited about that. We'll have to try it, I guess. We'll start off with ultimate zoom or whatever it is. Ultra zoom. Okay, bunch of, post-industrial. I don't know who's messing around with that stuff. Okay, artillery fixes. Artillery no longer restart the transition from limber to bombard mode or vice versa when pressing the stance button or hotkey during the transition or when giving multiple attack commands. Okay, so we're going to play around with this and see how these actually behave. But I know it could be really frustrating with your artillery moving in and out of the limber mode. So we'll have to see how that actually pans out. They won't automatically switch when they're attacking you out of range. Oh, I like that a lot. No longer miss the first shot. Oh, that's infuriating. So good. Calls won't miss the first shot. Okay, some garrison. Okay, some new tags. Griots are now able to debuff treasure guardians. Always good to have griot buffs. Okay, it tells you that their different stances don't have gameplay differences. I was really wondering that actually at first. Okay. Bunch of other things here. Wow. Just a bunch of little changes here and there. Let's get into the big balance changes. Let's go down here. Interesting. They changed a few of these cards. So instead of, so now British, they remove various cards objectively worse than other available counterparts. So now there's not, there's in this 2 rockets versus 2 rockets each, 4, just 2 rockets. So just little changes there, but they remove some of those cards. And then they fix exploits. No, trade route, trading post can no longer train native settlement units when they're selected alongside native trade. Oh, okay. I didn't even know about that. Okay. Civ balance. Civ balance. This is the meat and potatoes, in my opinion. Get a drink of water. Okay. Civ balance. So basically, influence is now is worth 1.25 food instead of 1.3. So influence isn't worth as much food. And then so the game calculates the cost of units available at native settlements. Those with food costs will be converted to a slightly higher. So basically, there's going to be a cost increase for all those things that cost influence of native settlements. And there was a rounding issue, I guess, with how it was calculated. Deathmatch. Okay. If you're here for deathmatch tips and trips, that's another YouTube channel. I don't know. Okay. Auto training units. Now possible to pause the automatic training of units, Ottomans, villagers, Japanese dojos, etc. Allows you to have full control of pop space. Auto training can be paused or resumed by clicking. Okay, kind of a cool little feature. Armor, so there you go. You get percents instead of floats. So that'll be nice. Definitely more clear in new icons. So I've always thought it was quite confusing to try to read some of that stuff. So excited to see that those little UI changes will be nice. Type icons for improved rebuilding and icons for some types that previously had none, like a shock, a hand shock infantry. Okay, area damage. So there's a floating point issue, I guess, with that's been fixed. Ras and Amir have been adjusted. Respawn rate. So it takes longer for a Ras and Amir to respawn. An extra 20 seconds. Honestly, I don't think this is enough. You already get your hero back for free. An extra 20 seconds. I don't know. They just keep coming back to life. It still seems... I don't know how I feel about that. That's enough. Reach, okay. Military home city, okay. When using the chaos ability, now, okay. So they adjusted the chaos ability. African heroes must be nearby the targeted area. When chaos is used on a location that's far from the African hero, they will walk to that location then use it. Okay. This will make it more convenient to gather treasures in the early game. Okay. Okay, Akins, Berber, Sultan, they've adjusted that. Mill, fix an issue where certain upgrade cards were acquired. Constructor one, I don't know anything about that. Yeah, they changed the icon. So all these units are going to have a different looking like card icon. So we'll have to see what that looks like. Ulans, Cav Archers, Jaegers, Skirmishers, etc. Oh, I love this. This is a great change. All the time, your villager would build the granary, and then they would shoot and herd the herd away, even though there was a dead hunt right there. So after killing it, after building the granary, it will prioritize a dead animal first. So great change there. That'll be helpful. I got our barriers instead, so they won't be making your herding harder on you. Builders for municipality and mountains now transport different cargo to make them visually distinctive. Okay, yeah, I did notice they were very similar. Because I had accidentally built like my mountain monastery like not on my gold mine because I thought it was the barracks. Revolutionary gatherers. So if you do any revolutionaries that can gather, like the cowboys, etc., now I'll probably count it as gatherers on the UI. So just a little change there. Prize bull, Big Benny, harvester rate of 5 food per second, down from 8. And then big change to the livestock market. Starting value reduced for coin, reduced to 40%, down from 60%. Selective breeding, cost improved to 75 wood, 75 coins. So that got a little cheaper. Transhumanists, or however you say that, no longer locked behind selective breeding. That's kind of cool. Cow loans, cost improved, so made it a little cheaper. Okay, and it's not locked behind that. So some nice little nerf there to the coin exchange rate. I think it's appropriate. Okay, now here, okay, hold on. Desert Archer, Desert Warrior has been just as follower. Cost increased to 30 food, 75 coin. Okay, I don't make a ton of Desert Archers, but it's more expensive. Okay, but they gave them a range buff. Long range increased to 22, range increased to 16 from 12 for the short range. So they got more range. I don't know. I don't think Desert Archers were the issue with the tower. So, but they did get a little change there. Desert Warriors. Okay, these are the bad boys. Cost increased to 30 food, 75 coins. So they cost 5 more coin. Hit points, lost 10 hit points, and lost 1 range. So pretty significant nerf for those. Javelin Riders, big nerf. Look, down 20 hit points. Wow. Train time reduced to match. Okay. Less of an artillery multiplier. You know, honestly, I feel like I wasn't so sure about this part right here, because I think it's hard. One of the harder things for the African civs to do sometimes is counter artillery, and I feel like Javelin Riders sometimes were the only shot you had at it. So it'll be interesting to see. But you know, overall, I think Javelin Rider is pretty OP. So, Sonara Horseman, a little 100 HP less, and now can be trained in the Fortress Stage of Saloon Tavern Palace. Then a Rider cost increased to 250 coins, so more expensive, more range resist. Okay, Sunni's Dervish. Okay, so the Dervish got a nerf, lost 0.25 speed. Now inflict 0.5 to artillery, so they lost their multiplier to artillery. They have negative multiplier. Now inflicts 0.5 to cavalry, down from 0.75. Okay, shock infantry multiplier adjusted accordion. Okay, so Dervish, big nerf there. Camel Rider, Berbers, range resistance flipped to melee resist, speed reduced to 7 from 7.25. Okay, yeah, these guys are pretty speedy. The Iso Rider, the Ruba Rider, they DK, it looks like faster now. They're more expensive. Resistance improved 50%. They don't do nearly as much damage to villagers. 0.25. Siege damage reduced. That's oh my gosh, 15 from 35. This is like when they nerfed at the Shunki. Train speed increased to 20 seconds. The Uber Warriors today's upgrade also now improves their train speed. Okay. Cannoneer. Okay, these things are annoying. Damage reduced. Down 2 damage. Okay, 8 are shipped instead of 9. 14 shipped instead of 15. Okay, so a nice little change. It certainly will help bring that in line. We'll see if one of the, just one makes a difference and missing 2 there. But nice to see that. Okay, specific Ethiopia. Number of cattle reduced to 4. Okay, so Ethiopia's number of cattle reduced to 4. Starting resource. Okay, so they're down a cattle. Gesinia. Okay, now these units are pretty annoying. I think they've been pretty OP. Cost increased. +5 food. Melee attack damage increased. Okay, something else must be nerfed. Melee attack on the against cav decreased. Melee attack cavalry decreased 3 from 4. Okay, so they lost 1 multiplier. Shock infantry and multiplier adjusted. Range reduced 12 to 14. Yes. Siege reduced a lot. Lost 6 there. Surpassable. Speed reduced. Okay, so some nice little nerfs there, I guess, Kenya. Will it be enough? We will have to wait and see, but there are some nerfs. Remote migrations. Now, this is the card to get all your villagers back. Now delivers additional villager for each villager lost up to maximum of 14, down from 20. at a cost of 50 food per villager. So that would be 50 food times 14. That's going to be. I wonder if that is still a useful card. I feel like it could. I feel like it still could be worth it. You think about like how much train time goes into all those, but yeah, we'll have to see if that's still a viable thing to use. Okay, counter tactics no longer have access. So okay, that makes their jabs. Yeah, their jab upgrades. I thought this was a ridiculous card for them to have access to. Okay, so now they can't do that. Big Benny can now be harvested at a rate of 5 food, now from 8. Okay, Era of Chaos. Okay, it unlocks the Mayhem ability, which is different from what it did before. Enemy units in target area will fight each other. Radius reduced to 3 from 5. Okay, effect sets duration set to 5 for all units. Previous 5 seconds. Previously it was kill XP. Okay, 5 seconds is a long time. Ability to use the routes now requires vision of area to use the ability as described earlier. All units which inflict splash damage cannot damage friendly targets when under the influence of this ability. This is now an existing bug that mostly artillery. So does this mean that chaos won't affect Tashunki? Cannot damage friendly targets when under the influence of this ability. So I wonder what they do. Interesting. Okay, cartridge currency. Coin bounty reward improved to 30%. This is an H3. Affects infantry cav. Okay, so this is what gave them the coin for killing units. It only affects infantry and cav units. 4 cow. Corrected the food total. Okay, 200 for 250. Infant corrected the food total of cattle delivered to 200. Okay, nice changes to Ethiopia. I think some really nice changes. None of it seems like too much to me. It all seems appropriate. I guess the question will be if they are enough. But like it. Okay, Hausa. Let's see what we got here. Number of cattle reduced, starting 4 to 5. Free cattle delivered with each shipment. Oh, I love this. Free cattle arrives at the livestock market. If it does not have a market, it will spawn at the home city spawn point. Oh, thank God. Migrating those cows on the livestock market was really annoying. So this is nice. Really good change. Props to that. I love it. Fulani Archer. Long range attack reduced. Oh, it makes me sad. I like the Fulani Archer. I didn't feel like the Fulani Archer were like the problem with Hausa, but maybe they were. 13, 14. Okay, so one less long range attack damage. Lafiti. Okay, hit points reduced. Less tanky, but damage increased. I would rather have more damage and less hit points, to be honest. Because I was having issues with these things just being like super tanky, but couldn't kill anything. Okay, big change there. Okay, you can train your heavy cannons faster. Oh, I love this. This is a fun change. Griot, just as following. Now its default area intimidation effect radius of 1. Previous only affected a single. So right out of the gate, your Griot has a radius of 1 on his intimidation effect. So he can affect multiple. You used to have to send a card, I believe, to make the area. So this will be nice. Can no longer intimidate enemies during treaty periods. So people must have been trolling in treaty. That's a cool. I love it. Let's get some Griot action up here. Okay. Cost decrease for champion cav. Cost decrease for imperial cav. Okay, 5 raiders to 6 raiders, so that'll impact that rush. No more 16 Yoruba allies. We all know that was pretty crazy. I think they're going to do something with that. I don't know. Durbar Parade card increases the movement speed of Lafiti Knights by 10 and raiders by 5 instead of improving their train speed. I'd rather have movement speed than train speed anyways, so fine with me. I think that was more of a treaty change. No, also improves huntable and herdable yields by 15 skewers. Skewers. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but I guess improves huntable and herdable yield. Okay, Amina now grants a sum of influence equal to 3% the cost of each Lafiti and Raider train so far in the match. It was 1%. I remember like doing the math and this being this absolutely ridiculously unusable. I'm still not sure if this is usable, but we'll have to revisit that card certainly. 4 semi-fattened Sanga card 1 corrected the food total to 200. So when you if some people were opening with sending 4 cattle on age 1, they're going to have essentially 200 less food altogether. Infinite cattle in age 3 semi-fattened, total food to be 200. Previously were not fattened, so that's a buff for that, I guess. Okay, nice change for Hausa. What do you guys think? Is that enough? Is that enough nerfs to the evil tower rush? We'll have to see. The Desert Warriors have been nerfed. Their starting eco has been nerfed. Aztec. Now, I've been playing a little bit of Aztec yesterday. I like this. A buff. Adjusted as following to make units more Puma Spearmen, make them more cost-effective against town center fire. So now they are 5 coin and food cheaper. Their hit points are less, and their siege damage reduced from 41 from 42. So basically, what that means, before it was a more expensive unit. So now you can get more of them theoretically, I guess. So they're more cost-effective against town center fire. So you're not losing as high value of a unit. So that's gonna be cool. And then British. Did anyone? What is this all about? Can someone explain to me why longbows needed a buff? Well, largely, I feel like the British are one of the strongest civs, and yet they're getting more range. Like, how is this more important than the ridiculous fire animation Seton have? I don't know. Like, how they compare to skirms? I think that's a viable question, but I mean, I feel like there's so many other things that could be adjusted. Like, that's such a weird little thing to focus in on. Team losing purchase now spawns 3 bison instead of 6 for USA, and it's more expensive. Okay, so that's a pretty big change for team games. Maps and map fixes. Yeah, a bunch of map fixes. And then here we go. Let's focus up on here. What's on the horizon? Empire Wars game mode. I know it's very popular in Age of Empires 2. So we'll have to see if this is a mode that people are going to really like on Age of Empires 3, but that's, I guess, coming up. Home city customizations, if you care about that. More skins, whoop you do. A never before seen game mode, whatever that is. Maybe cat mouse, but never seen before, I guess, in this edition. Okay, but look at this. This is the biggest news that is just like, I gotta zoom in on it. Because like, how do they just like sneak this in there? The zoom doesn't like me. Okay, the zooming was a bad idea. New civilization! Like, what? Patch notes. All these things happen. I thought there was no way there were going to be another... I thought there's no way there's going to be another civilization. New civilization. So, could it be Italy? Could it be another African civ? I could see it be another African civilization. They've been spent so much time on all these new assets. I could see them being like, oh yeah, here's this one civ we kind of wanted to make, but while we're making these other civs, I could see it being another African civ. Or is it going to be something completely new? Like, maybe someone just got super inspired and just drummed up a new civ. But Dronga says Italian's 100%. But he also, I'm reading chat here. He also said that when USA came out. Could be Irish, says Harrison. Could be Irish. Could be orcs. Could be Gondor. Could be. Oh my gosh! It could be anything. Maybe Spartans from Halo. And new historical battles. Oh boy, line up, guys. More talk about future co-op. Okay, some people might be excited for that. Sorry, I downplay it. But anyways, lots of new things coming. Lots of new things in this patch for Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition. And I hope to see you guys online trying this out. And we're going to move into some information about Age of Empires 4